some of you maybe are not familiar with this, but I'm returning now in the Chapo reading series to the Caleb Jacoby saga. This is a fan favorite. It may be my favorite reading series.
I just want to tell any new listeners and new subscribers that the original part 1 of the Caleb saga is, I believe, episode 49. It's episode 49. It's simply titled Caleb, and it might be the best thing we've ever done. So listen to it for that reason alone, but that's where you'll find
we need to talk about Caleb. Just to briefly recap, Caleb is the teenage fail son of Boston Globe columnist Jeff Jacoby, who he, for many years, wrote an annual column in the form of an open letter to his son, Caleb. They're all archived. They are extraordinary.
They all rule. All of them are fucking great.
So I want to dip back in now to the Caleb saga, and I have two of these letters that I want to read now on the show. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah.
The first one is entitled "Letter to a Mensch in Training." It begins, "My beloved Caleb, there was an awful story in the paper a few days ago."
It's an awful, terrible story.
A 16-year-old Brighton high school student, it began, has been charged with slashing a 14-year-old girl's face with a razor blade in Dorchester Park, leaving a gash that required more than 100 stitches to close. The story was on the front page of the Metro section, along with a large photograph of the 14-year-old. Her face is now disfigured by an angry red scar stretching from her forehead to her lip. She said she and some of her friends had been challenged to a fight by another group of girls and had been told that if they didn't show up, the other girls would find them and beat them on the street. I made a point of showing you that story so we could talk about it. Such violence and intimidation are far removed from anything you've ever experienced, Caleb. But you're no longer too young to know that many other children are not so fortunate, including some in your own backyard. When we talked about that news story, I told you that safety is one of the reasons Mama and I send you to the Hebrew Academy instead of public school. You've never seen a fist fight, never mind a gang brawl with razor blades. When you first read the story, you weren't even sure what a razor blade was.
Oh my God. This is so good.
Here's the kick. So he describes this violent razor slashing in some shitty neighborhood in Boston. And he said, I wanted to talk to you about this, Caleb, and discuss this news article with you. Here's the kicker. He says, now, as a 9-year-old...
Well, is this after the terrible phase that we talked about?
I believe this is pre his bad-mouthing phase.
This is...
his sass talk.
Holy shit, this had the opposite effect. It had the opposite effect. Because he wanted to scare Caleb straight, but by opening him up to the big scary world, Caleb's like, I want to see a fist fight. I want to see a knife fight. I'm gonna go to Times Square and see it all go down. He fucked Caleb up.
There's one more section from this article I want to read. So he says, blah blah blah. The most your parents and teachers can help you do is equip you to make the right choice. So we work at it, always keeping an eye out to reinforce the better angels of your nature. Again, he's fucking 9 years old. Yeah. When you brought home your report card in December, I wasn't thrilled with the grades you had gotten in behavior, self-control, and respect for your teachers and peers. Which is why I offered you an incentive. If on your next report card, all your behavior marks went up, you would be rewarded with one of the I Spy you like so much. There's a link on I Spy. I Spy is a book of picture riddles.
Okay.
Train emoji, baby. Chew, bitch. Hell yeah.
It said 3 weeks ago, your second report card came home. And what do you know? Your conduct and character had improved across the board. Way to go.
Good work, Caleb.
Good work, Caleb.
Do you remember the just the dread, or at least, I don't know, maybe I'm unique in this regard, but the dread you had of the report card coming home and that you just having your parents see it and having, to explain yourself. And then imagine knowing not only will that happen, but it will then be published for at least the entire city of Boston to read
in
a national paper after that. It sounds horrifying.
Yeah. Mr. Jacoby, just making sure we're running through a spell check about your calling about your pussy son who had bad behavior. Before everyone in America reads it. All right, we're sending it out.
Okay, so that was the first one. I think that's sort of a preface to this one, which is really good. It's called Testing the Sales is the name of this letter. It begins as they all do. My beloved Caleb. Not long ago, I stumbled upon a document you created on your computer. It was titled...
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
It was...
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
It was titled Rules and Suggestions for Stealing Candy.
I didn't know what it was going to be, but I didn't know it was going to be that good.
That is the best thing it could have been.
That is the
This is the best it could have been.
And sure enough, it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. Sure enough, what followed was a series of pointers on how to filch sweets and get away with it. This is real. Katie, this is real. This is real. Rule number 4.
10 crackle commandments.
Rule number 4. Rule number 4, for example, advised clean up after yourself. Don't leave a big mess or others will know that you took something. Remember to close doors, cupboards, drawers, and containers. But Caleb, okay, so this is in 2000. Caleb is now 11, I believe.
Oh my God.
It was certainly a brazen piece of writing. It was also, I couldn't help noticing, well organized and carefully spell checked. To your credit, you didn't deny authorship when I confronted you with it. Unfortunately, you didn't seem to be the least bit remorseful either.
Caleb's he's from the streets.
Yo, dude, this is like the end of Dead Presidents. For your crimes, Caleb, of stealing candy, which are violent in nature and conciliatory and deceptive, you show no remorse. I'm sentencing you to 10 minutes in your room. And then, like Lorenz Tate in Dead Presidents, he throws the chair and his dad goes, all this shit I did for this motherfucking household, man, fuck you. And then Isaac Hayes walk on by plays as Caleb gets on the bus to Times Square to steal more candy.
Gird yourself, gentlemen and lady. Your penchant for stealing or pinching treats is not exactly a newsflash. You've been caught at it more than a few times. Most recently, when I came across a full-size box of Fruit Loops stashed under the covers in your bed.
He takes Ambien.
Mama was aghast when I showed it to her. By now, she's decided you're well on your way to a criminal career. Again, sorry, not to be like the most stereotypical Jewish mother in the world, but this is fucking ridiculous.
He's going to be fencing goods.
This kid's 11, and they're finding like Fruit Loops under his bed. Imagine if they found like a penthouse or something like that.
Well, that's what I thought you were going to say when you said a document on the computer.
Yeah, well, like any fucking normal 11-year-old. Yeah.
Why didn't he write out instructions for himself?
He said,
It's like the Midrash. It's like commentary, third person, rabbinical tradition.
But I can recall similar sins. Sneaking down to the basement freezer, for example, spoon in hand to gorge on ice cream when no one was looking.
It's the spoon theme.
Or pilfering chocolates from the food locker and refusing to fess up, even though it meant letting suspicion fall on my siblings.
What's a food locker?
A food locker? What
I know. That's like a foot locker.
The sins of the father have been brought down to
Yeah,
the son.
exactly. It's true.
They have like 50 refrigerators in this asshole's house, and they're like, Caleb, for some reason you're obsessed with food.
lives in a freezer.
Caleb, I caught you in the 11th freezer. Why are you so obsessed
not in the
with
freezer,
treats,
in the
you
food
fat
locker.
little asshole?
In the food locker.
Guys, I'm sorry. I have to read this entire. I have to read this entire one.
It's make me really hungry though. I'm not gonna lie. I really want chocolate.
I want to read the document.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Save to folder. Caleb_food_theft.xls.
These are actually the top secret documents that Eric and Ivanka and Donald Trump Jr. have access to now. Or the Pentagon candy stealing
if
files.
Podesta got his hands on this, this would be like pedophilia.
You would have been able to get more kids to go into his van.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You can't let him see it.
There's now actual spit on my computer screen from reading this.
Oh
but
my God.
What does the Jewish pedophile say? Really quick. What does the Jewish pedophile say? It's related. Don't worry, it's related.
Ooh, kid, easy on that candy. Yeah. That's the one my mom told me.
No. What did you? That's funny. It's another. No. Yeah. What did Jewish pedophile say? Hey, kid, you want to buy some candy?
Okay, he continues. Nowadays, it's what comes out of your mouth, not what goes into it, that is more likely to get you in trouble.
Uh-oh. Does he have a case of verbal diarrhea?
Wow.
At times, you seem to go out of your way to give offense, spouting ill-mannered comments or mocking jibes that you know quite well are going to provoke a backlash. As a tween, quote-unquote, I could be like that too. Time and again, I would pop off, pushing my teacher's buttons with obnoxious remarks or inappropriate wisecracks, frequently getting kicked out of a class as a consequence. I wasn't nearly so insolent at home, where my parents believed in corporal punishment and lived up to that belief. With you, it's the other way around. The backtalk and insubordination you save up for your parents, while at school, your teachers sing your praises and tell us how courteous, mature, and pleasant you are. Dude, he's so pissed
I was
off at
kind of
his
like
kid.
that.
Yo, he fucking hates his kid. Yo, imagine if you're this asshole's editor and you're like, are you sure you want to run this? This is 500 words about what an obnoxious little fat treat monger your son is. Are you sure? This is a national column, Jeff.
This entire article is basically an invitation for all of his classmates to stuff his locker with fucking donuts and pelt him with fucking
you know what
bars as he walks down the street.
This is exactly like fucking Gomer Pyle in Full Metal Jacket when he finds the jelly donut in his locker. No, he had a Foot Locker. That was his Foot Locker.
That's
and he goes, you eat it, they're paying for it.
Remember, it's just a bad dream, bad boy.
This guy has major food issues, though.
Yeah.
That his kids is obviously inheriting.
Well, Jeff Jacoby is a chubby motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a big
Full figured.
I mean, Jeff is upset that he has to buy treats for two. He has to account for Caleb's thieving.
Jeff writes, I'm quite willing to live with your occasional pique and petulance if it means the rest of the world sees you at your best. I can't say I enjoy our tug of wars, but I understand them.
That sounds enabling.
With the approach of adolescence, you sometimes find yourself feeling irritable and resentful, aggrieved by perceived indignities, beset by fools and charlatans whose only skill seems to be to get in your way or on your nerves.
Caleb hates charlatans.
Yeah, dude.
Believe it or not, I've been there too. And if you think your parents excel at finding ways to annoy you now, just wait until you're 14 or 15. We'll be really good at it then.
What happened to him as a 14-year-old?
He's
so
a monster.
weird.
Yeah,
it's so oddly specific, too.
The Caleb,
14 and a half.
Caleb in his bedroom, and Jeff comes in and asks, where did you, with the document print, where'd you learn to do this? He goes, I learned it from you.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
Stocking food all over.
Because Jeff's first columns for the Boston Globe were how an adult's guide to finding treats in the office.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, that's what created his star. He won a Pulitzer Prize for his treat columns.
My dream now is that Caleb is going to grow up and write a tell-all memoir called My Asshole Father.
Dude, Jeff is a fucking tyrant. I hate him.
We should kidnap Caleb.
Yeah.
We'll lure him with candy.
When you were a baby, I loved watching you sleep. Sometimes I would stroke your tiny hand as you lay in your crib, and you would instinctively wrap your fingers around one of mine, clinging to me even in your sleep.
Thinking it was a lolly.
Could you sense somehow that I was a safe harbor, a snug refuge from the world's storms and stresses? Mama and I have tried to be that haven, to furnish you with the physical, emotional, and spiritual resources you will need on your journey through life. But harbors aren't only places of sanctuary and shelter. They're also stable places you push back from when it's time to head out into the world. You're 11 now, growing steadily more independent and beginning to test your sails. Increasingly, you push back instead of clinging, insisting on your way instead of mine. The day will eventually come when you're ready to head off on your own. Wherever the voyage takes you, Caleb, will always be your home port. All my love, Papa.
I think Caleb's his inner child and doesn't
You
actually
fat piece
exist.
of shit!
What if he's not a real person?
That
He's
shows
just
an
his-
intriguing
Yo,
theory.
yo, that's Fight Club. This is Fight Club.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Jeff wakes up in the middle of the
Oh
night
my God,
with no
he's
memory.
the one sneaking treats.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying. He's his inner.
Exactly.
He's
Donuts into his
his
gullet.
chubby inner child, and he's talking to
I mean,
himself.
There are photos of Caleb Jacoby out there. He has a SoundCloud page. Caleb, I gotta say, is sort of like a lanky.
Right.
Like,
He's
like,
jealous. The
he's
dad's
skinny.
totally
Like Caleb is
jealous.
not a chubby kid at
Right.
all.
Right.
Jeff
is jealous.
Jeff's a fat fuck,
Jeff's a
dude.
Yeah,
fatty.
Jeff is jealous.
Yeah.
But he could also be picking up a model kid, like a fake kid, to play his son.
Yeah.
If we think it is his
Oh
inner
my
child
God.
to whom he's speaking, which makes more sense because who talks to an 11-year-old like that?
No, dude, this is clearly
Man,
Fight Club. This is the sequel to Fight Club. And like at the end of the movie,
The Pixies.
Jeff as Caleb set up bombs
Right.
in the Hershey's and
Where
Mars
are
bomb.
my
Mars bar, yeah.
treats?
And
Where
then
is my treat?
Where's my mounds?
Right.
Where are my mounds?
Right, he's in the building watching it with Helena Bonham Carter, and he's like, after he pops himself in the mouth, and he's like, "You caught me at a weird time in my life when I was turning 12, which is a pivotal time in a boy's life.
Although not
when
like 14 and 15 when you really act out.
Yeah, when I'm really gonna punish myself.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's where is my treats at the
Yeah.
end?
Again, spoiler alert, if you go back to episode 49, the punchline to all of this is that Caleb Jacoby ran away from home when he was 14 or 15 and was missing and was found in Times Square like 3 days later. And more power to him because...
M&M store, I guarantee you.
Yeah,
Yes, M&M's
Hell
are
yeah.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
the ultimate.
That's how they found him, the trail of M&M's.
Yeah, that is so Freudian. He left home to live amongst candy. That's amazing.
I'd rather live free amongst candy.
Dude, as a goodwill thing, we should use 1 month of the show's Patreon to pay for Caleb to rent a room in the M&M store.
Or just
for a
let him
year.
like remember in like those things on like MTV or Nickelodeon where you get to go into the store and buy as much
Yeah,
toys.
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Just raise
we should
$1,000.
give him like $25K.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
fuck that. Caleb, next time you run away from home, come to the Trap in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Smoke weed, fucking like
we
get
love
lit,
candy,
dude.
Munchies,
dude.
Eat
munchies,
candy,
Love candy,
dude.
dude.
Got so
Be
many
fucking
treats,
rude.
yo. Got so many
Be rude.
treats.
Dude, all the
Caleb, we're
time.
gonna teach you swears you've never heard of.
We're going to give you so many awesome swears that when you go back to your folks and you unleash them, their faces are going to melt like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Will-
M&M's, not in your hand,
Will,
in your mouth.
Will, who is your new dad, he worked in publishing, so he knows like just every bad word.
Yes.
More than your bitch ass biological father ever did. Matt, who's your uncle now, he's gonna teach you like how to beer, all that shit. You've never had an older brother. I'm your older brother now. I'm gonna teach you sports and misogyny and fist fighting and racism. You're gonna be racist. Katie is gonna be your aunt.
Yeah,
She's gonna
totally.
teach you.
Tantalum.
Yeah, she's gonna teach you about like the best treats. Your dad probably doesn't give you those Hanukkah golden
Yeah.
coins. Katie will. Brendan
And, yeah.
Brendan is your cousin. Brendan's gonna he's gonna show you Linkin Park, fucking Korn, all the cool bands.
What's the first rule of Jewish Fight Club?
What is it?
It's $19.99 per month. It's the starting rate.
exactly,
And tell your friends about it. Tell everybody about Jewish Fight Club.
What's the difference between a Jewish mother and an Italian mother?
What?
An Italian mother says, "Eat your breakfast, or I'm going to kill you." The Jewish mother says, "Eat your breakfast, I'm going to kill myself."
I think we'll put a bow on the most anti-Semitic show we've ever
By
done.
far, I'm very proud of it.
Very proud of us this episode. But again, the Caleb Jacoby saga continues. So fucking good.
Oh
dude.
my God.
So good.
Holy shit.